So here is my complete guide to getting clients on Instagram. If you want to be getting replies like this, hey, let's hop on a call, what's your time schedule? Sure, here you can see this guy, just done, schedule up the call with me. I have booked over 1,300 calls this year, so I know how to book calls on Instagram and how to get clients from it, and in this video I will show everything I know about it, okay? So we will go over how to set up your profile, what messages to send, how to target people, how to send thousands of DMs, and how to actually track everything so you know what reply rates you are getting and know how to actually improve in this, okay? You will actually also get access to this template. I will show you how I did in this video, but you will get everything in this video that you need, okay? So let's start with the profile setup. So this is my usual profile setup for Instagram, nothing special, just have your clear profile picture of your face, your name. If you don't want to use your name, you can use any other name doesn't matter, but it just needs to be some name. It can be actually a brand's account. If it's something like, say something like agency and then you have here like logo, it won't get any replies. That doesn't work. Maybe it works, but it's not as effective as if you actually use a real person, because people like to talk with people, not with brands. So always name, profile picture clear of your face, then in bio show what you are actually doing. If you have some credibility, you can list it there as well. You can include some link here. Then at least like 500 followers, buy at least 500 followers. You can actually buy 500 followers. You can buy, I think, 1,000 followers for 78 cents. It doesn't have to be real followers if you are doing it on just these outreach accounts, because I obviously have multiple of these outreach accounts, so I don't need to grow audience on each of those accounts. I just buy their followers. Then make sure that you actually follow some people. Why are we actually doing this? Follow at least like 100 people, because we just want to make those accounts look real, okay? If you message someone and the account looks like a bot account or it looks shady, you know, then people won't reply. So we just want to make it real. And then just post like now 9 good looking posts of you. If you don't have good posts of yourself, then go shoot some photos, or you can just use some completely fake person. It doesn't have to be you. You can just set up in the account with some free pictures of some other person. Then when you come on a call, you can say that was your setter or something. So it doesn't even have to be you. I usually also link it with my main account, which is this, but I do outreach to those accounts. Everyone can set it up like this, and this is getting pretty good replies. So this is for the profile setup, and then what you should actually message to those people. So here are a few examples of my cold DMs. There are like only 2 strategies that you can use when it comes to sending out those cold DMs. One is that you actually just open up the chat, so you can say, hey, their name, are you open for chat, or hey, their name, and just something simple just to open up the conversation, ask them something about them. Or the second option that I'm using usually is just to go straight with the offer. So I just go, hey, their first name, and then just drop the offer. If they are interested, they will reply. If they are not interested, they won't reply. So I don't waste any time actually inside of those DMs. So I just go with a straight offer. That's something that I would also suggest you to do. So here are a few examples, and also I'm going here over the targeting. So for example, this is a good example. We have a system. If you, let's say you are a lead generation agency, you can send this message. You can personalize the first name. That usually helps, okay? But even this, we have a system for agency owners that sends over 100,000 cold DMs per month on autopilot, booking you 10 to 40 calls, sales calls per month. Would it be worth a convo partnering with us to grow the sales? Okay, I was actually sending this message for a month or 2 months, actually for my lead generation agency. And what is good about this is that you actually say, you know, who you are targeting. Always say it in the message, it increases the reply rate. Then you say, what's your unique mechanism of driving, like getting to their result, okay? And then you actually say the results that they want. For example, I book more sales calls for people, okay? So I just say that they will get 10 to 40 sales calls with this. And then I just ask them if it would be worth a convo actually to do something like this for them. This question doesn't sound that much as a pitch. It sounds like, you know, more of a partnering, but you can, anyway, you can sell them anything. So this is pretty good opener. Then for example, this one, hey name, we have scaled our free group to 3,000 members, blah, blah, blah. Is it worth a convo to grow your school group as well? So this is actually outreach that I'm sending. I think I have edited the message slightly. I can show you that as well. But this is to actually get people to grow their school groups, because what we are actually doing, we are also helping other school owners grow their school group. And why this message is good, I have personalized their first name. We have scaled our free group to 3,000 members. So I actually showed some kind of credibility, and I also put the link here. So I show the proof. If you have some proof of what you have actually done and you can say it inside of the message, just say it. It helps, because then you are more more credible than what I say, but what we actually do. And then I say that it's cheaper than running ads to get more qualified members inside. Like that's what we are doing. We are getting them more school members. Is the fourth account what to partnering up, and then grow your school group. So this is obviously for school owners, and we send this message only to people that own their school community, okay? And then this is just outreach to get more school members, which isn't really relevant for this video. Then how it usually looks like something like this, and then I either get replies or I don't get replies. If people really reply, they are usually interested. And so what happens once they reply? I go and track it. So if you can see, here is my tracking sheet, and what I actually do here, each time somebody replies, I just put the reply here, just say from which account it was david.hampel19, so I will just find it is here, and right now I can see when they have replied. I can see that in conversation that they are engaged, so they have replied to my message, and you know, I can go next day, see if they are replied or not. If they don't reply, we will send follow-up. If they still don't reply next day, we will send follow-up. And then once we do something like this, you can see that this is calendar lead. Let me explain what is actually that. So for example, this one. If the conversation gets to the point where we actually send them the calendar link, it's then calendar lead. Okay, and then we use different follow-ups. And once they book, it's just booked, so you can see it here. If they are not interested. I will go over the tracking sheet in a second, but what I need to also show you is actually the volume, because that's the most important part. Because let's say you are sending like 200 DMs per week with like one account, and let's say you book 3 sales calls and you close one person for $1,000. The easiest thing you can do now is just do the same thing, but in higher volume. So instead of 200 DMs, you will send 2,000 DMs, and if you do the same thing that you have done before, you will get multiplier on the results that you have got before. So let's say you have sent 200, right now you will send 10 times more, you will send 2,000. If you have booked before 3 calls, then you will probably book 30 calls if you do the same thing. Before, close one client for 1,000, then you can close 10 clients for 10,000 combined, okay? So the easiest thing, once you start getting money from outreach, is just to send more DMs, okay? That's mostly about volume. Like we are sending right now tens of thousands of DMs per week, so it's mostly about volume. And so how to actually reach out to people, okay? So we can go on Instagram. Right now there is a few ways. One way is using automation tool, which I will go over in a second. But if you just want to start with manual outreach, what you can do, you can just search up for some person that is in your niche. Let's say you want to target some business owners, okay? So for example, you can search up for Alex Hormozy, and what you can do, you can go just through his followers and just message all the people here, okay? If you see somebody relevant, you can go, for example, let's say this guy, click here and send him the message, okay? And then you just send him the page. And then you can just repeat the process and just message like 50 people in a day. What you can else do, you can go like through the real video and go through the people that liked the video and message all of those people, or you can go through people that have commented on that video and message those people, which is really cool because those people that have liked or commented on some recent video are usually pretty active. So you will get high reply rates here if you actually do this rather than going through followers, okay? So this is like just manual outreach that you can do, so you can just go through them and shoot them the message, which is really simple. Everyone can do this. You can send with one account like 50 DMs in a day like this. You will get some replies. You will probably book some calls if you do it for enough of the long time. But what is actually more effective is using more accounts and using automation tool. Firstly, I will go over automation tool, because one thing is that you can see that I have more of these outreach accounts, okay? I have a lot of them, okay? So because I just scaled up the volume, you know? If I was sending before 50 DMs from one account, good results, so I got 10 accounts, set it up in the same way. Now I can send 500 DMs. I get better results. Then I can set up another 100 accounts, send 5,000 DMs per day. Then I get even higher. Can you see it? We can just each time scale up the volume if you are getting good results. So once we have that, let's go over the automation tool. So I just showed you the manual outreach, and right now let's go over the automation. So the automation tool that we are using is called Cold DMs, and this is automation tool that is specifically made for Instagram. For other platforms we use other tools, but for Instagram this is the best tool that you can use, okay? So how do we actually set this up? So once you have your account set up, right now you want to start automation tool, you will just go to Cold DMs. I've already signed up, but you know, you can just search for it, click on this, and once it loads up, you will just you can start a free trial, and then you can connect your account to it. And then let's start a campaign. Connecting the account is really simple. We're just connecting through the extension. There is tutorials on that, so I won't go over that, but it's really simple. But let's start the campaign. How does it actually work? So let's say I want to target people that own school groups, because that's the offer that we are usually doing right now. You can charge for it and it's just working. So This is for school groups. Description, you can add anything. And right now you can select how many DMs you want to send per day and in which hours it will actually send out those DMs. So if you haven't sent out much cold outreach in the past days or weeks, just set it up really low. You can start like on 0 to 10. You can start at 0 to 10 DMs per day. Then you can, scale it to like 10 to 15. Then you can scale it more, scale it more, scale it more. Basically, you want to warm up the account, because if you haven't been sending any DMs and right now we will start just sending like 50 or 60, like Instagram will think that something weird is happening there and it's not completely safe. But once the account is warmed up, you can send like 50 DMs per day. And if you send 50 DMs per day, it's really safe. So let's say like 44, 42, like to 50. Okay, and this is really safe. And then you just set up the hours when you want to be sending out those DMs. So let's say you have your computer open between those hours, 11 a.m. to like 7 p.m. and then you click on continue. Next thing is actually the leads. Who will you actually message? Okay, so this is the targeting. So one thing I usually do is just I upload a CSV file. This is really simple. I just upload my leads. If you don't have your leads, I think you can use this followers tool. Like you just go on Instagram and let's say we've been talking about Hormozy. So I can take Hormozy and I can put his username right here. And then if I click on create, it should scrape the list and message his followers. There are also other tools to scrape this. We usually use Parser or other tools. If you have questions on that, you can just ask me, and then we just upload the file here. So for example, I have here some Owens, people that are following some Owens list. So I will just select that lead list because I've already uploaded it. Click on continue. And right now there is a message that you will actually send out to those people. Okay, so what is the message that you actually want to send? So if we check what I have been sending on those accounts, it's something like this. Okay, let's just copy it. I will go over the message in a second. So it's usually hey, then I add their first name, so it will each time fill out their first name because that will give us better reply rate. I saw your school group, and then I say wanted to reach out and see if I can help you growing it. We have built a school group to 2,800, it's already like 3,100 members, and paid 1 to 41 members without using ads audience, blah blah blah. You can do something for your group. Is it worth a convo? Okay, so I have this message, and this message, the automation will send this message to the people that I actually want. Next thing, you can add more variants of this message. You should add up to 5. So you can shuffle between those messages, so you each time aren't sending the same message, because Instagram might think that it is weird that you are sending the same message. So then you can just edit the message a bit each time, or just make completely new message. For this case, I will just edit it like this. I will just add there more like question marks, but in your case you don't want to do it. You just want to create more variations. I'm just doing this right now for a video to go through it. And then what you can also add is follow-ups. For example, somebody isn't responding within 2 days, you can just send them follow-up. I usually like to send just first name and question mark, or then like are you there, just like send them the follow-ups. You can add also more variants as well, and then we can click on continue. I need to add more variants. Okay, so I won't be doing that right now, so I will just delete this one, delete the follow-up, and just continue with the message that we will be sending. And right now here you just pick the account that you want to be sending from. You will have here probably just one account because you have just set this up. So this is david.humple11, so I will just enable it here, but you can see that it is, I think right now, in another campaign. So if I go to another campaign and just disable it, accounts and disable it, save, okay, get back to my campaign, and here I just go, okay, to accounts and just enable it, click on save. Right now we should be sending, okay. I should also put this in the hours we have right now and just increase it so you can actually see that it is sending out those DMs. Let's just increase it. Right now wait, you can see that it opens the browser here and it is sending actually through that. So we can wait right now a few minutes and it will actually start sending out those DMs for you. Okay, so you won't actually have to do that yourself. So in the meanwhile, then we have right now sending out those DMs there. I can show you like the multiple account setup. Like maybe you see that I have multiple accounts to doing this. I don't create multiple accounts. I just buy aged accounts, for example, 5 years old, 6 years old accounts, because they don't get banned. So sometimes if you create new account and start sending out DMs, it gets suspended. So I usually buy just old accounts here on this website and just go to Instagram accounts, and you can buy, I usually buy these ones. These are perfectly okay. And one account, okay, let's say 5 accounts. Maybe they are they are already bought up. So if we try these, okay, maybe these. Okay, but these are expensive. So there are like more sites to actually do this. I already have all those accounts bought, but usually you can find them way cheaper. There are other sites to do it, like $25 per account is a lot. I usually buy them like for $3 or $4. Then I just buy followers on this website. I already showed you that at the start. You can buy like 1,000 followers for 70 cents. And then you can see that I'm using this software to actually manage like multiple accounts at once. It's called Hide My Account. If you would want to go into the setup, how to do the multiple account setup, I have another video on my channel, so we can go with it. I will probably leave the link here for that. Okay, I will leave the link here. You will get this doc, you have it in the description of this video. But right now let's go over the tracking. This is the most important part. You wouldn't say that it is really important, but it is super important, okay? Because if you don't track things, they can be improved. Okay, so you need to track everything. So you need to know like how many messages did you send, what was the reply rate, what was the appointment booking rate, and how many people you have actually closed. So you will get this template here, okay? So if you just get to this document in the description, click on this, you will get this tracking sheet for free. You can just go and make your own copy of this. So you can see that this is the exact sheet that I'm actually using. And so let me show you again how it works. So let's say I will go on one of my accounts. I have been running automation there that was actually sending out all of those DMs for me. And right now, let's say I want to reply to someone. So I will go here. I'm already in a school group to help me gain leads for, but you can see this is, for example, this person is not interested, so I can just skip him. If I see somebody who is interested, for sure also have a Discord trade group, that might be more what I want to do. Okay, so for example, I can grow his group to this guy. So then I can just reply to him. What would I reply here? Okay, sounds good. And then I can send page to actually book him on a call. I can go over it as well. But what will you do once you reply to that person is that you will just go to the tracking sheet, put the link here, it will automatically fill out everything, and you will just say what account that you send it from. So in this case it's David@Hampel8. If you want to change the names, you can just edit it here, okay? That's really simple. And then once he replies to me and I will send him calendar link, I will change this to Calendly, and once he's booked, I will change this to booked. And at the top, you can see how many calls have you booked. I have been running this for like 6 days or something. So you can see how many calls are booked, how many calendar links have you sent, and how many people positively replied, which is pretty cool. So in this case, I will just leave it on engaged because I have just replied right now. If you go to other accounts, somebody at the start, when I showed you this, somebody booked the call. So yeah, for example, this guy, you can see that he booked the call. So if I take this link and search up for it here, you can see that it was Calendly. What I will do right now, I will just click on booked. And so it is tracked. We have added another booked call. Okay, so this is about tracking. And then every other like 1 or 2 days, you can see when people replied, you will go and send out the follow-ups. So for example, this is David.Hampel14. So if I click on David.Hampel14 here, it will just show up the messages that I have sent through this account, okay? So for example, this was 2 days ago, so I can follow up on this guy. If I search up for him here, you can see that I have already sent him calendar link, okay? I have already sent him one follow-up, he have seen it. I can right now send him another follow-up, and I will just increase the follow-up rate to 2, okay? So this is basically for tracking. You can each time just select the account that you want. Once you have it and you want to just see everything, you will just delete this, and it will get you back all of the accounts that you have there, okay? So you can just put it in there each day, how many messages did you send. I didn't track it right now because I was lazy, but you should be tracking this to get the good data. But this is super important. Just each time somebody replies, engaged, then Calendly, then booked. So you will have the data to either change up your scripts or change up your targeting based on the results that you are getting, okay? That's everything for this video. If you go in the description, you can find out this document and you can make a copy of the tracking sheet here, okay? See you guys in the next one.